G'day guys, welcome to another What's for Dinner. This week I'm going to be sharing our 7 meals from the week. So the first one is chicken satay drumstick. So first off, Dave's slicing 2 onions and putting 1 teaspoon of garlic and 1 teaspoon of butter into this container into the microwave for 3 minutes. While this is happening, he's putting the drumsticks on the baking tray. We're trying baking paper underneath because our trays keep getting wrecked. If you've got any good ideas to help prevent the honey and all that getting stuck on the bottom, please let us know. Then he's removing the Pyrex container from the microwave and putting in 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard and 1 teaspoon of curry powder. 1/4 cup of peanut butter. We use crunchy or smooth depending on what we've got in the cupboard. 1/4 cup of honey. 1 cup of chicken stock. If you wanted to make it even hotter, you could use a dash of Tabasco sauce, but we're not going to. Then he's going to mix that all together and cover the drumsticks on the tray with this mixture. And then he's going to cook for 30 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius before turning over. And when he's turning over, he's going to cover the drumsticks with that sauce, just pouring that on it again, and then cook for another 30 minutes. We like to serve this with basmati rice. Basmati rice is low GI rice, and that's what we like to use in our house. This meal is a family favourite. Often we'll even put some greens on the side, so some steamed broccoli. We didn't tonight. We didn't actually cook this for my daughter until she was over 1 because there is honey in it. The next night we had char-grilled salmon with avocado salsa. Dave likes trying new things, and this was a new dish to try. So slicing up 1 large avocado into really thick slices, placing that in a bowl, then chopping up 1 small red onion sliced really thinly. He then added in 2 tablespoons of fresh dill, which was chopped up, and 2 tablespoons of baby capers. We haven't cooked with capers before, so we've got the rest of the jar left. If there's a recipe you love, please tell us in the comments below so that we can use up all those capers. It smells really fresh because of the dill. Next he's making up the dressing, so squeezing 1/2 cup of lemon juice and 1/8 cup of olive oil into a jar and then shaking it all up till it's completely mixed together. Then he's seasoning the salmon with salt and pepper and then cooking it up on a grill plate. He likes to cook it in butter, just finds that gives it a better flavour. Once the salmon's cooked halfway through, then he flips them over. Whoops, doesn't matter. And then to serve, each plate has some washed baby rocket leaves, the salmon on top of the rocket with the avocado salsa, and then a drizzle of the dressing. This was delicious. This was really, really nice. Like I said, tell me your capers recipes in the comments below. I'd love to try them out. It just wasn't filling enough, so we ended up using some avocado on some naan bread that we had left over from another meal. Next we had fettuccine carbonara. Now, not the traditional carbonara because Dave likes to add mushrooms. So first off, he's chopping up those 6 bacon rashers. Next he's slicing up about 300 grams of mushrooms. Then he's grating 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Sometimes we've used the shredded cheese, but it definitely tastes better if you just grate your own Parmesan cheese. So 1/2 cup of that. Then this recipe requires 4 egg yolks. So he's separating the egg yolks and whites. Then he's beating lightly those egg yolks together. So first off in the pan, he's just going to place a piece of bacon just to leave it there until it gets hot before he adds the rest in. And in the background, he's got some boiling water that the fettuccine is going to go into. Once it's hot, then he adds in the rest of the bacon and lets that cook. Then he removes that from the heat, adds a little bit more olive oil, and then cooks the mushrooms. Now the boiling water is ready for the fettuccine, so he puts that in. Here he decided to swap pans to a non-stick pan, so adding in the mushroom, the bacon, the cream. Then he combines the Parmesan cheese and egg yolks and mixes that all together. The fettuccine pasta is ready now, so he drains that off, uses that same saucepan as like a bowl, and puts the fettuccine back in there, adds in the yolk and Parmesan mixture, and then adds in the mushrooms, cream and bacon, and then mixes it all through together, and then it's ready to serve. We like to serve with nice fresh cracked pepper on the top.
Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break.
This is another family favourite. Everyone loves eating this one. If you've watched our last couple of What's for Dinner episodes, you know we're trying to do one vegetarian meal a week, and this week it's a warm beef salad. So first off, I'm going to chop up one medium-sized onion, then slicing up about 50 grams of button mushrooms, before using about 75 grams of green beans, so just chopping the ends off each one and keeping them in about 2 centimetre lengths. To keep this nice and colourful, we used a red capsicum and sliced that into short strips. And we don't tend to have cloves of garlic, so we're using a heaped teaspoon of minced garlic here that we just keep in the fridge at all times. So putting into a saucepan some olive oil, then adding in the onion, then adding in the vegetable mixture, so the beans, the capsicum and the mushrooms, as well as that garlic. Then Dave's adding in 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and mixing that through. Then he's adding in a can of 4 bean mix after it has been rinsed and drained, and then that's the dish. This is a really good dish, and because it's got those beans, it's got the carbohydrate that helps keep you satisfied. The beans were just lovely and crunchy. It was really delicious. We'll definitely do this one again. Next night we're having fish and veggies. We tend to get whatever frozen fish is on special, so this week it was New Zealand whiting. We're having this with carrots, sweet potato and a can of baby peas and corn. And of course I'm going to have my tartar sauce on it. The next night we're having some nice beef steaks, some bok choy and corn kernels.
You better be there when I shake. Watch me rockin' if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my tune. Choo-ah. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. Turn it up.
Pak choy is really nice and it's really easy to cook. It only needs a couple of minutes in that boiling water, and then for a sauce we use oyster sauce. And lastly, we've got a simple veal tortellini with pasta sauce and grated Parmesan cheese. Our favourites for the week. So our toddler's was definitely the Fettuccine Carbonara. She loves the pasta as well as the bacon. My favourite would have been a toss-up between the warm bean salad and the CHAR-GRILLED salmon. I just absolutely love salmon, so that would probably be my favourite. And Dave's was the salmon as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.